Hey guys, it's TrulyFriendlyFoe. Welcome to the semifinal match of Season 1 of our Fight Club League. I'm in a semifinal game against Boomy Crawdad and Angel Zero, and I'm going to make a recording of the game just so you can see kind of what goes into my thought process as we play. I'm hoping to win this game and go on to the finals, but fingers crossed, it's going to be tough. So what I try to do in a game of Azul is focus on the first three rows, especially the third row, because the third row is the hardest of those first three. If you can land the first three rows every round, you'll probably score well. So let's see if that's possible in a three-player game. I've mostly played two-player games, so we're going to see if my skills will transfer. So we're looking at tiles. Let's see if we can make this bigger. But yeah, this looks good. I have the first move, and we're seeing first glance, very few blue. So we're not going to be getting three blue. So I'm immediately thinking, am I going to get three flowers or three yellows? I prefer something in the middle as opposed to black or red, because then you only have one direction to go. So flowers look tough, yellows look good. So we'll probably take two yellows just to start this off. Now, between these options, we don't want Boomy Crawdad to take the start player token, then we'd be going last next round. So I'm thinking I prefer these two. Then he can't take a pair, as opposed to these two or these two down here, which would give away a pair. So let's take two yellows. We're probably going to get two reds this round and a black, but you know, the second and first rows are less important because you can be flexible with those. It's more important to get the third row in place because that's the toughest to get. In terms of the fourth and fifth rows, I'm just going to go for something that stacks. I don't want to get like a yellow here and a blue here that don't score together very well. But anything that stacks would be good. And particularly because we see very few blue here, I would like to get something that stacks in blue. So I would put blues here or blues here, which means I want to get flowers or yellow this round, because next round there will be a lot more blue. We're going to shuffle in the fourth round in a three-player Azul. So the bag has 100 tiles and it's going to be refilled during the fourth round, which means for the first three rounds, we're going to see more blue than round one here. So rounds 2 and 3 are going to have a lot of blue, which means I'll be putting flowers and yellows, hopefully, but it remains to be seen because people may snap those up. But that's not really my focus here. I'm focused on the first three rows, and then if I just have extra moves, that's what I'll be thinking about. It looks like Boomy Crawdad is not going for taking start player. I'm very happy to see that. Going last is tough, and it's much nicer to not go last. So he's taking two yellows here. Don't really mind that. I'm guessing that Angus is going to take something from the middle and go first, just because going first is great. I don't mind that at all. I'll be going second next round, and I'll probably, in the next round, take from the middle right away, just because I really like going first. But it's going to depend on what we do in our middle rows. As you can see, I have three yellows. I'm going for yellows, and Boomy Crawdad is also going for yellows. That means next round, we're both going to be going for blues because those are adjacent. Red is less preferable because it goes toward the edge of the board and limits options. So because we're both going for blues, it's going to be important to go first in the second round. Luckily, I will be. I'll either be second to his third or first to his second, depending on who takes from the middle here. So I'll get to go before him, and I'll be looking good in the second round. Well, let's just see what's going to transpire. Don't really want this pair of yellows on the second row. It's too far to one side. Good, they're gone. So the obvious choice is to take one of these single yellows just so we don't get the pressure put on. It's not super urgent, but it is nice. Another thing we could do is take a pair of red. We see Angus going for yellows or flowers in row 3, which means if we take this pair, we totally screw up his ability to finish that, but it's risky. I mean, we don't really want to split like this. We could put him in row 5, but I think it's more important to get our own work done first. In a 3 and 4 player game, you got a lot of opponents. You can't spend your time messing up your one opponent. So between these two yellows, I'd rather not put a pair of blacks together for my opponent to take, but I think I'm going to have to do that because I think I do want to take a yellow. And these are identical, so we'll just do one. And maybe Boomy Crawdad will fall on his sword and take the two flowers. I don't think so, but we'll see. Boomy in the chat actually saying, I feel like the two yellows was a mistake for me, but I didn't like my options. Yeah, it's tough going behind me because in the second round, we're both going to be one and the same thing. I like to take something different than the person in front of me. Obviously, that's not possible. Sorry, something different than the person who went just before me, because then they're not going to take what you want. And that was possible for him, but I'm not going to spend my time analyzing what he should have done because there's plenty to think about for the future, which is what's coming right up. So he's taking a yellow. This gives tons of treasures to the middle, but since Angus has already filled up his row 3, he can't just snap these up. He's probably wishing he put them in row 2 or 4 just so that he could take 3 of a kind right now. But he may still take 3 of a kind, just put them in row 4 or 5. Now red and black are not what I want to put in row 5. Particularly not, well, it's tough to say. We talked about how I wanted to kind of fill up this lower right-hand area. So maybe just the 2 blues is a good idea. The problem with 2 blues is I'm going to really want 2 yellows next. And there may not be very many yellows. So what if I do something else? Let me take a moment to think about this. There's a lot of red on the board right now. I think I'm just going to give Boomy Crawdad the 5 red. Would be kind of weird. Maybe that's not the best move. I do like having 2 yellows in the middle. I mean, in the second row. Maybe 2 reds is better. It's pretty equivalent. The reds might be a little more flexible, because if I take yellows, then I need a lot of blue coming up next, just blues and reds that I can handle. So probably 2 reds is the smartest move. So maybe I take these 2. It's tough to choose because they're kind of equivalent. I mean, if I take the 2 yellows and put them in row 2, or I take the other reds and put them in row 2, those are all pretty similar moves, and I'll probably get a similar outcome either way. So I don't want to spend all my time thinking about things that don't matter, but that's kind of the point that I'm at right now, is just choosing what's going to go in row 2. Row 1 could be a red, could be a black. Don't prefer that it be a flower, but it may end up being one just to block Angus. I think Angus is going to want to take the flowers right now. I think he needs to do that, finishes row 3. If he doesn't finish row 3 here, and then I will do that. I will take that flower and put it up here, because it's okay for me, and it really messes up his 3rd row. And at that point, I can start focusing on what does Boomy Crawdad need, because Angus will be a bit behind, not finishing his 3rd row. But he will finish his 4th row, so he's not out. It's just I don't like going into round 2 without my 3rd row filled. It's tough for several reasons. Not only did you not... Okay, so why is the 3rd row so much more important than the 4th? I mean, you would think that if you completed 3 things, 1, 2, and 4, that's similar. First of all, if you do the 3rd, it's going to score more, because it's going to score upward. It's touching rows 1 and 2, so you can score all 3 at the same time. And as you build out, everything's just in a block, scoring well together. But also, if you leave this hole here, if Angus doesn't get a flower, the next round is just very inflexible. He's not able to put things in row 3, and that is worse than it seems. You kind of have to work around that. So I really don't like having an unfinished row 3 in any round. Okay, maybe row 5. Round 5 is okay, but the others are bad. So Angus is probably choosing between 1 black, 2 flowers. He takes 3 blue. This is a surprise to me. Here I could give the 2 flowers to Boomy, just because this black is better for me. I don't have to put anything on the floor, and it stacks immediately. I think I'm going to do that, because we know Boomy's going to take 2. Maybe he won't, though. Maybe he'll be like, oh, reds are better, because they're in a stack for him, too. But then we give away the flower to Angus, so... What's he going to do? Is he going to take the reds? Angus takes the flowers. Then I could have 4 reds. I am not considering taking the 4 reds right now. I'd rather fill my 1 spot, but maybe I should. What if I play 4 reds? No, we're not going to do that. So I'll play the 1. I'm going to leave it to Boomy to play the defensive move and play the pair of flowers. My reasoning is it's the most points for me. I get my full stack. I don't put anything on the floor. And it does block Angus here. There's the 2 reds, so I don't get Angus being left. Angus should definitely play the flower here in row 3. There's just no other good move. And I do get 4 rows filled, which looks like a huge advantage, filling 4 rows instead of 3, but I don't feel like I'm way ahead because it's off on the side here, and I likely won't score much in the future. It's possible I'll get 5 yellows and make a vertical column. It's possible I'll get 5 reds and get every red filled for 10 extra points, but it just doesn't feel very likely to me. Still better than the alternatives, though, too. Just slap that on there. So players are pretty equivalent. I am ahead of Boomy. Not only do I have a extra point here in the red, but I am going before him in the second round. I actually think that's bigger. You might say 4 rows complete against 3 is the biggest advantage, but I actually feel like my advantage over him is that I'm going second and he's going third in this second round, and I could take from the middle in the second round, assuming 4 of the same color don't come up, and at that point I can be going earlier than him in the third round as well. So that's going to be an advantage over him for 2 rounds if it goes well. All right, we're still looking at very few blue. Only 5 blue came out in the second round. So the third round is going to have a ton of blue. So the question is, can I take 3 of those to play in row 3? It doesn't look very easy, but Boomy Crawdad is thinking the same thing. Can he play 3 of them in row 3? Angus also wants to play 3 of them in row 3. So, I mean, high demand for blue, it's not going to happen. So we're going to have to pivot. Angus is going to have to put his black on the side. One of us is going to have to go toward red, but the reds are all spread out too. I mean, if I could take 2 reds, if I could just put 2 reds here, I'd be okay with that. Like, I'll get the blues in the third round. There's going to be a ton of blues because we've only seen 8 of the 20 blues, and the bag still has, what, most of the tiles still in it? I think on average, after 2 deals, we're going to see 11 1/3 blues on average, and we've only seen 8 of them. So we're short 3 blues. We're going to see a lot of blues in the third distribution here. I am not worried about that. So maybe I want reds, but what I really want to do is go first. So whatever he throws into the middle, especially if it's a red, or it's going to be a red, right? Is he really going to take this pair? Maybe. In fact, maybe he will, which would leave 2 weird looking pieces for me to choose from. That would be so annoying. That would be so annoying if I had just yellow and black to choose from, because black can't go in row 1. Yellow doesn't go very well in row 1. And I don't want to put those anywhere else at all. I mean, they're bad. So that's probably his best move, is to just put 2 flowers on row 2, because going first is so critical. By making this bad for me, then Boomy might take first player, and then he would go second, which is just so much better. But he did not. He left me a red, so I'm going to take that red and go first in the third round. I think going first is just critical. So the big question here is how to fill out row 3. I'm going to try everything I can to get this 3 blue here in row 3. I'm going to try to sneak that up. Hopefully somebody throws 2 blues into the middle, and then I can steal that. The backup plan is to get all 3 reds, but I don't see that happening with 3 of the 4 reds. It could happen, just doesn't look very likely. This is a tough choice right now. I don't want to commit a single yellow to this row. I don't want to commit a single black to this row because I could get shut out. So there's no great move at all. I mean, I could take 2 of something if I want 2 flowers, but I don't want 2 flowers. I could commit yellow into row 5 because maybe eventually that will be points. I don't know. This is a tough move. I want to hear you guys' ideas what to move right here, because I don't see anything jumping out at me. I'm actually thinking maybe a blue in row 3, just because hopefully that'll dissuade everyone else from trying to put blue on, and eventually I can finish row 3 and finish row 2 yet. Also, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to put 1 blue in row 3. There's only 4 blues left, so nobody else is going to try to get into row 3 there. And hopefully that'll be, I'm staking my claim on that, and I'm going to get all 3 here. If I get shut out, if the blues just disappear off the board and I don't finish all 3, it will be a huge disadvantage. Just huge. I would just be losing this game, in my opinion. No, that's an exaggeration. Anything can happen, but it would be rough. It would be definitely rough. So I'm going in for blues here. I might even take a single blue next, but if a pair of yellows or a pair of blacks comes out, I may change course for that. Nobody else really wants blue, since they aren't going to go in row 3 here. I mean, row 1 is really far away. Row 2 is, Angus is already full. Boomy's already committed. So I'll probably get it, since no one else is going to go for it. Which means maybe I can relax a little. Maybe I can just take 2 yellows next, or 2 blacks. I hate taking things one at a time. Whoa, what is this? 4 flowers. Okay, this is a funny situation. 4 flowers would be worth a point. I mean, could be more later, but I'm actually considering passing on it. Neither of them has room in their row 4. You can see Angus has 4 blacks here. Sorry, that's off the screen. So he wants red for row 5. And I like a pair of blacks. It's actually really tough to fill row 2 here, because it's yellow or black, right? I want to keep things connected. And there's only 2 yellows on the board, and Boomy Crawdad's going to take 1. So it's going to be black. So I'm actually going to take these 2 blacks right now. I know it's weird to leave 4 flowers on the board, but I think this is more points overall. And if somebody throws 4 flowers in row 5 and doesn't finish it, that could be pretty dangerous, especially if row 4 is already blocked. In my opinion, you want to have one of those open, either row 4 or row 5. You don't want to have both of those partially filled at the start of the round, or you're going to be at risk of throwing things on the floor big time. So we're going to try to keep one of those open every round. All right, so we've got our red, we've got our pair of blacks, we just need 2 more blues. I would consider the round to be complete after that. I mean, it would be nice to work on rows 4 and 5, but it's not too important. What's important is to get those first 3 rows done. This is just my style. There's other styles of Azul, trying to finish columns, trying to finish the 5 of a kind to get 10 points. I don't prioritize those as much. Maybe it's because I play mostly 2-player, but I'm not saying this is the best way to play. It's just what I'm looking at. So this is a disaster. This is a total disaster. Boomy Crawdad put 2 blue into the middle, and Andis just took it. So now I'm getting shut down on blue. If I take one, Andis takes the other. So this is an emergency. I am going to get screwed here. Oh, yeah. Oh man, that was bad. I probably should have taken a blue and not the 2 blacks. What I probably should have done. Probably should have been patient. Andis is just gloating at the fact that he stole that blue. What else can we do to salvage this? I guess we'll put the 4 flowers on. This could help make Boomy Crawdad hurt a little bit because he won't finish anything in row 3 either. I mean, he would probably like to have 3 flowers. It's better than nothing. So this will annoy him. And then maybe, just maybe, we can block something else of his. Nope. I don't think we can block anything else of his. He's finished his yellows. But, you do what you can do. Kind of have to recalibrate here. Maybe think more about that getting the columns. So putting yellows here, it seems like a non-starter. There's only 1 on the board available. We've just got 4 flowers, so maybe we go into black once again. There's just 1 available. I'm very hesitant to commit reds to row 5 because it doesn't go with any of the things I have in row 4. But I already have reds in row 4, so I could just go for 10 points in reds. I have the 4, I have the 2. I get him in 5. This could be good. Kind of glad Boomy Crawdad didn't play 2 reds into row 3 because that means we're guaranteed he's not going to finish anything in row 3. Andis is just doing his thing, so we're going to play the 3 reds. Obviously, taking those away from Boomy Crawdad, who would put him in row 3. But also, I've started to convince myself I want to do this. I want to go all reds all the time. We're going to put reds in row 5, reds in row 4. By the end of the game, we'll get this one finished out, and we're going to get 10 points in reds. Let's see how it goes. I'm thinking that Andis down here is going to take a yellow for row 1 because it's in his stack. And then we will play the red. And nothing more will go on the floor. Andis, who goes right before us, is also going to try to collect reds for his row 5 here. So that's a little scary. It's tough to pile up on a color that an opponent is doing right before you. But I think we'll manage it because we've already picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you count how many reds we've gotten, 8, 9, 10. We already have 10 of the 15 reds we need to close out on red. So we just have to keep it in mind, and I think we'll be able to do it. So Andis is going to take yellow. If he takes the red, well, obviously we'll just drop the blue on. It's not too bad. I actually think it's kind of equivalent whether we have a hole of 2 here or a hole of 1. Like if we pick up a blue, I think that's worthless because round 3 is going to have so many blue in it, it'll be easy to pick up a pair. So it's not going to matter. But I really, really wish I finished that row 3. This is going to be a tough game. Okay, next round we also need a pair of yellows. We really need that because we've gone this direction here to the right. And the only way to keep everything connected is to go into yellows. So we may actually start with yellows in round 3. There's not going to be a ton of them, and there are going to be a ton of blues. So it's going to be yellow possibly the top priority. It'd also be nice to get one yellow, because you can see we either need yellow or flower there. So we definitely have ways to put yellow to use. So he takes the blue, forcing me to take the red. I'm actually happy with that from my perspective. I don't mind that. Superficially, they look equivalent, like, okay, I need 2 of each, but actually, red's going to be way harder to come by, because way more reds have already come out. So I would rather get my reds now, while they are still available. So Boomy Crawdad has to choose yellow or black. I actually think he should throw 1 on the floor. I do not think he should start blacks over here. That would just wreck him, because there's going to be tons of blues in the next round. Good move putting that on the floor. Similarly, Angus should put this yellow on the floor, because he needs to be doing red in row 5 to make his vertical column. So looking at the scores now, after 2 rounds, I'm at 11 points, 12-9. That's looking close. I've played 7 tiles to my board. We've got 6 from Boomy Crawdad and 6 from Angus, so I am in the lead from the number of tiles played. If we look at row 3, I have 1, Boomy Crawdad has 1, and Angus has 2. But he only has 1 in row 1. So everything's kind of tied up right now. So as I predicted, tons of blues, just tons of blues here. We could take 3 blues if we wanted. A little silly, but possible. We got to get a pair of yellows at some point, and you can see 2 pairs here. Angus wants yellows and blacks for his row 3, and blacks are not going to be easy. There's only 3 in total, so I actually think yellow might be my first pick, as I predicted. Blue is just so plentiful. I've got 3 different pairs to choose from that I really want to pick yellows. Now, I do not want Boomy Crawdad to go first next, so I want to throw something in that he doesn't want. We really know he wants a red here in row 1, so let's take these 2 yellows. That way he's... Wow, whoa, let's wait a bit. Whoa, because he might throw a flower into row 5 and take the starting player that way. So is there any way to make starting player horrible for him? What does he not want? We could take 1 yellow. I would give him a pair of blue or a flower. No better. Over here, a pair of blue or a black. So what if we take this one and put it on row 1? It gives him a pair of blue, which he might throw that in the middle, but he'll probably prefer 3 blue. He could take a black or a yellow that he doesn't want. So this might be the better move. 1 yellow at the top. And then the pair of yellow next. And then the pair of blue third. I don't think it's the better move. I'm going to gamble that Boomy Crawdad is going to go for the 3 blues. That's my gamble. That's my gamble. Let's see if he'll go for that. If he takes the 3 blues, we can get start player, or Angus gets start player. Either one I'm happy with. I just don't want to be third. So really hoping he's tempted by the blues. And he is. Yes. Yes. I feel like we are not out of this game, even though we didn't finish our blues. We're going to finish in this round, and everyone has stumbled a little bit. Angus has struggled on his row 1 here. Boomy Crawdad stumbled in row 3. And we've stumbled in row 3. So we're just tied up here. We've each had 1 flub, so to speak. We're all still in the game. Okay. I really want star player. If Angus doesn't take it, I'm going to. I'll probably take it with a single red, is my guess. I love the flexibility here, the fact that we could do a yellow or a flower in row 1. So I'll save row 1 for later. Just take what's needed. Fourth round, we're going to try to get reds if they come out. Top priority here is finish the blues and finish the reds, because then we clear out this row so that we can put reds in row 3, and that'll be 10 points in reds. So that plan will be brought to fruition. What is Angus thinking about? His options, sorry I have to scroll to show his board all the way, but his options from the middle are not that good. He just has 1 of each, and he really wants yellow. That's what he'd like to put in row 1. So he skips it. So we have the first move here. We can take first player, go first in the next round. We don't want a single blue though. I mean, I would much rather have a pair. We could take a single flower. We could take 2 reds and just throw 1 on the floor here. Is that a smart move? It doesn't look that smart. I mean, Boomy wants 1 and just doesn't want any, probably. Okay, he wants 2. He wants 2 here. So maybe we throw things on the floor. Maybe that's super clever. I feel like just 1 flower would be smarter. It's good to have like demand for a lot of different things. So next round, look at it this way. Next round, we're going to want blues in row 2. We've got the pair of yellows, we're going to want a pair of blues next. So the fact that we have flexibility between blue and flower won't matter very much because we already have a need for blues. So playing the yellow to give that flexibility isn't valuable because we already have the flexibility of the use of blues. A good board has demand for a lot of different things, so you're not trapped into just taking a single color. So I'm okay with this, even though we're going to need yellow next round, because we were going to need blue anyway from a different source. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe it's not even something to consider. It's just what's going through my head right now. Okay, there's still 2 pairs of blues available. We see Boomy going hard after him here. Boomy Crawdad wants 2 more blues. Scroll up a little bit. Maybe we can have everything on one screen. This is nice. Okay, so maybe we take 2 of the blues and Boomy Crawdad takes the other 2. Are we going to lose all the reds that way? No, we can still finish the red. That's like the one key thing we don't want to lose. If we take a red, could things go badly? Boomy takes 2 blues. Is Angus really going to take the other 2? I don't want to get trapped out of red. I think maybe I'll take this red. I think I'm going to take this red right now. It's so dangerous because, again, I could get stuck in row 3 if they both take the pairs of blues. I mean, Boomy Crawdad could finish out his. I don't see Angus doing that. It's very poor scoring over here, very poor scoring over here, horrible in row 5. So is he really going to put 2 blues in row 4? I think that'd be a terrible move. So I am going to take this red. I would just hate to see I take the blues, Boomy takes the other blues, and then a red gets taken. Could that go wrong? I think it could go wrong, but it's all I'm just imagining problems. There's no real problems here. I'm gonna get the blues. I'm gonna get the red. I'm gonna get everything I want. We're giving away good stuff to Boomy Crawdad. He's finishing his first column. I actually see this column is worth a little bit more than my 10 point, even though a column is only 7 and the 5 reds is worth 10. I think the column is better. And it's a little weird why. So let me explain that after I make my move here. I'm going to take 2 blues. He's going to take 2 blues. Does it matter which one I take? No, because they're both going to go on the center. So the reason I like the 7 more than the 10 is that you score this big stack. Like the blue is worth 4 points, and then 5, 6 go to the horizontal. And then the flower is worth another 5 points, just for scoring that huge vertical column. Whereas when I drop here, it's a single point plus 10. So 10 plus 1 is 11, while he scores 7 plus 5 just for this flower. It's a 12-point play. So playing that flower being worth 12 points is better than playing the red being worth 11 points. And that's if I finish off the reds here. But I'm definitely planning on doing that. So hopefully we'll manage that. So interesting choice about the 3 blacks. Do we leave them for other players or do we take them? Could be interesting to try to make somebody throw them on their floor. Boomy Crawdad would have to throw them on his floor. So let's see. Angus takes 1. I take 1. Boomy takes 1. Angus takes 1. I get him. So never mind. I can't do that to him. 4, 5. I'm gonna have the last take, so we can't make him throw him on the floor. So maybe I just take him. And then something goes on the floor. He wants red and can't have it. He wants 2 yellows and can't have it. So Boomy's screwed up on the top. He's just getting his stack. Angus wants red for his row 5. Can't have it. He wants a yellow. No, he already has these 3 things. So what does he want? You know what's weird? I actually think I would like Angus to have the 3 black. Even though it looks like, oh, I'm giving away so many tiles, that's terrible. But if I give him 3 black, he can't put reds in row 5 because he's working on blacks in row 5. And he could be doing that for the rest of the game. So that could really mess up his scoring there. Although he could get flowers in 4 and score a different column. Maybe I don't want to give that opportunity to him. What is there a lot of? Is there still a lot of blue? I'm gonna take them. Because I have these reds. Right? I have these reds. So if I get blacks here, I could score my own column. That would be big. So I think it's worth it to try for that. I think that's worth it. So 1 item on the floor, no issue. and going into round 4. I have start player again. I'm still feeling good. Now round 4 is going to be all about the same thing every round's about, which is filling in rows 1, 2, and 3. Because I have so much red, I'm definitely going to be watching for, can I finish the 3 reds here and now? I don't want to wait on that. It's easy to get blocked when people are saying, oh, if you get those 3 reds, you're going to win. I guess I'll take those. So it'd be better to get those early. Let's see how they fall. Oh, this is gross. 4 single red. If it came as a pair, I'd be all over it. I'd be just taking 2 and I would be finishing that out. But because they're all separated, it is not cool. Probably don't want to take one yet because I could do flowers this round. Now those are all separated too. I'd like to take 2 flowers and I can't. So this is a pretty bad deal, I'd say. It's not horrible. We can work with it. Just could be better. Boomy Crawdad in the same situation. He wants the same things on row 3. And Angus wants black and red in row 3. So how available is that? Black is everywhere. If I could put blacks in row 5, I could get a column. So maybe I just throw a ton of blacks in row 5. No. Blue is not in demand. See, I'm thinking start with the 2 blue, because, I mean, it's obvious I really need those. But maybe nobody else is going to take those. Maybe I do take a black. Can we take a black in a way that Boomy Crawdad does not take start player? Yes, we can do this one. He wouldn't want start player from that. Or we could take 2 blues. Would he want start player then? Yes. So if we take 2 blues, he's going to put a red on row 1 and get start player. At least maybe. So let's start in a way that makes us go first next round. We have to finish reds next round if we don't finish in this round, which means we have to go first, or at least as early as possible. We don't want Boomy going first because Boomy's going to eat up reds the same as we are. So let's try to make this bad for Boomy going first. He doesn't want these 3, so he's not going to go first. And then we'll snap up start player. We'll try to do the flowers this round and finish the stack reds at the end. Super risky because we may not get the reds, but my fingers are crossed. So we'll get them. What, can you hear me somehow? He takes he takes star player. This is gross. This is going to make it very, very hard to finish 3 reds in the final round because I'm going to be the 3rd player. That means I might have to do it this round, which is possible. But again, very, very hard. I mean, Boomy can take 1, and he's very interested in the other 3. If he takes 1, I need every single one. So I just don't see that happening. We'll have to see how it shakes out. If I just pretend like I'm not looking at reds, and be like, 2 blue for me, you know, maybe they'll come together in the middle, and then I can snatch them. And just wants reds too, though. Look at this. He wants his row 5. So that is tough. Looking at score, I'm tied for first with Boomy, and Angus is a bit behind. And it's interesting. I'll take the blues here because we're going to need them. It's interesting that Boomy already has his column, so he's actually winning. But we'll probably get this column, and then if we get the reds also, we win. Basically, the way it's looking. I don't know what this blue is doing down here. I guess he just really wants to go first in round 5, which, I mean, it makes sense. I totally do too. But it doesn't really contribute much to his score. Angus is, I would say he's behind. He needs 5 reds to get his first column, and that's going to be so tough with the other 2 players looking at red so hard. Especially me. Obviously, it's the red's like all I'm thinking about. So I think that if Angus doesn't get this red, he's out of the game. Which means I need to be thinking about Boomy. Boomy is the main opponent here going into the last round. So we just need to be thinking about what he's scoring. And there he takes the red. He's taking the red. I don't think Angus is going to start reds on row 5 this round. I mean, he can't take very many. But he may do that just because that's where his only points lie. I think I'm going to have to go flowers in row 3. Seriously. I mean, I would love to start putting reds here because, I mean, progress is something. But flowers is going to be a column. 7 points. And that's almost 10 points. So I think I might have to give up on reds this round and really hope to get them next round. So I'm going to take this pair of flowers if they're still there. Angus is probably going to put them on right now, though. Which is super annoying because what are we going to do? Put a yellow on and keep waiting? What are we going to do in row 3? This is so tough. I would 3 flowers, that's fine. 3 reds, that's fine. 3 blacks, not fine. 2 of something, horrible. If we don't fill anything on row 3, that is a big setback. That's the same thing for Boomy Crawdad. He really wants to fill out row 3 too, especially in reds, because he's got blues committed here for this column. So, oh yes. Okay, blacks. Where's he going to put them? So glad anywhere. I don't care. I don't want blacks. I mean, they'd be really good in row 5 here, but I don't think I'm going to get enough for that. So let's get flowers going. We're going to let reds go till next round. See what Boomy goes for. Is he going to commit to reds in row 3 right now? If he puts a red in row 3, it means he's going to take more reds next round. It's going to be so tough to get reds. On the other hand, he's not interested in that. He's thinking about his own score. He's putting blues in row 5. He's got his work cut out for him because he's going to try to finish blues and score reds. So we're both so heavy on reds. So heavy. Okay. That's very reasonable. I think we're going to take the yellow. This is a little weird looking, right? But Boomy Crawdad really needs a pair of yellow, and if they get thrown together and taken, that would be super annoying. So let's just take the yellow now while we can. Probably nothing to worry about. I mean, Boomy couldn't get them thrown together because he's next. Oh man. The last red now. Should I just give him the red? If I give him the red now, he won't want it later. Brilliant. I don't think so. I'm really hoping Ian just puts 1 red on row 5 right now to just create competition so that Boomy doesn't finish his row. Now I'm wishing I'd taken the single flower instead of the single yellow, because if I take the red, I could get really messed up on flowers. Really messed up. Boomy's going to finish 2 columns if he finishes the reds and the blues. That's a lot of points. And they're adjacent, so he'll score a lot of adjacency points. This is tough. I don't know if I take this red. I hope Angus does. If Angus takes it, our problems will be solved. Come on, Angus, you can do it. He's probably going to take 2 blacks because he needs a pair, but he's thinking maybe he'll do it. Where would he put it? Put it in row 5? Totally makes sense. Come on, man. Oh man, we know he's going to take like a pair of blacks or something. And then when we take a red, all the flowers will be together in the middle, like 4 flowers in the middle. And the Angus is just going to put them on his board in row 4. And I'll be like, no. Oh man. Yep, no. Okay, he took a single flower. So if we take a flower, do we lose? Because Angus just gets so many points. I think we got to do what's best for us. What if we throw everything in the middle? And we can finish out blacks. Because blacks are so many points for us. I'm going to do it this way. Look. I play it like this. There's 4 blacks available now. Right? But Boomy Crawdad just wants 1 red. So he's not going to take him. And Angus just wants a flower. Is he going to take him? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have made him available. He could put him in row 5. It's worth almost nothing to him, though. Oh no, he could finish out all the blacks. I think that was a critical error. I should have just taken it from the middle. I think I should have just taken it from the middle. Because I don't want to give 4 blacks away. I want to put 4 blacks on. Oh no, what if Angus takes the 4 blacks? He's going to be so tempted because it's very tempting to take a great quantity of tiles. Oh no, he's going to do it. Actually, I'll just put 2 on. That's all I can do. Yeah, he did it. I shouldn't have combined them. Oh no. Okay, so do I just put 2 on? Nothing else in row 5 is useful. There's no way I'm going to get 5 flowers and 2 flowers. Blues are useless. Yeah, black's the only thing I need. So let's do this. Boomy puts another blue on. And just gets his flowers on with only -1. I throw away a yellow. This round did not go well. I think I'm in trouble. I need 3 reds, and so does Angus. How's that going to happen? I need 3 blacks. That I could get. I could get 3 blacks. Oh, if I played that better, I could have had 4 blacks in my bottom row. Should have just taken a flower from the middle. Oh, okay. Okay, there's 1 black in total. This is a ridiculous draw. Ridiculous. Boomy takes blues. Angus. Okay, yeah, Boomy takes blues. Angus is gonna hopefully take the black because he'll get scared. Giving me the reds I need. Come on, Angus. You really need a single black because look, you could finish your blacks. Do it. Oh no. I so wish I'd gotten 4 blacks. Then I could take this 1 and get what? 5, 7, 14 points for that play. I need reds. There's nothing I need but reds. And Angus' best move is to take 2 red. I think Boomy's got this game. Angus takes 2 red. I can't score my row 3. I can't score my row 5. Boomy has 2 columns. Nothing we can do. Oh, yes! Thank you, Angus! Put it on! Oh, I've been saved! Oh, my eternal gratefulness to you. Because now I can finish red. There's no way I can't finish red, right? Right? Is there a way? Okay, so this could go badly. If I play the 2, then we could take this one, combining all 3, and then Angus could take all 3. So don't take these 2. If I take this one, Boomy could combine them by taking 2 flowers. Would Boomy take 2 flowers? It would be possible. I think I'm going to take 1. I don't want to take negatives. If I take these 2, I'm going to get negatives. What else is going on in this game? I don't think he's gonna... this is so tense. So tense. I think I just put the 1 red on. There's no way that the other ones are going to get combined, right? Everyone's just going to score whatever they can for themselves. Or I could play these 2, which is way safer, but I take 1 negative. I think I need to count it out. Okay, so the scores right now are... I'm ahead by 12. And when Boomy finishes this, he's going to get 14. And another 7 is 21. And he'll probably finish a row also. Oh, you know what? He could he could get all 5 blues. We got to watch out for that. So 21. When I play this, I'm going to get 7 plus the column of 7 is 14 plus 10 is 24. So I'm going to win. Unless he gets all the blues. So, do we take the risky play? I'm going to play the safe play. The safe play taken from the middle. I think it's fewer points because I just got a -1. And I may get another -1 if I have to take both of these reds. And when I throw a bunch of garbage on my board, on the floor, because I'm a garbage guy, I will take more negatives. But I think I still win. And it doesn't matter if you get the most points. It matters if you win. So that's the way we're playing it. If I took the single red, which would be totally reasonable and smart, there'd be a risk that Boomy Crawdad would take the 2 flowers and put them in row 3, where he gets some good points, and then Angus would throw on all the rest of the red, score his row, and the reds would be gone. So we're not going to take that risk. We're just going to take the reds one at a time. Now we have to make sure that Boomy Crawdad doesn't finish blues. Okay, I've just made sure of that. He will need 3 more blues to do that, and there's 2 available. So that was a very easy job. I think we have the win. How much do we win by? I'm going to guess about 5. I have no clue. He takes from there. I'm going to take a blue right now, I think. If the blues get combined, what is happening? If the blues get combined and then Boomy takes them, I can't finish row 1, which is worth 7 points. And if I get a pair of flowers, which is planned, it is worth even more. So I'm going to take a blue right now and put it in row 1. I do not want the blues to get combined and stolen. There's no way to lose a red unless they both take reds. Boomy would have a pretty silly move by taking a red. So I think we're safe. Yeah, Boomy makes the only reasonable move there for 9 points. Probably not the only reasonable. You guys are going back and studying this game in depth. They're like, no, Boomy's best move was to take -2 points because then you get negative. Whatever. I don't care. It was the most points on face value. So we'll go with that. Is there a risk of getting a huge pile of yellows here at the end? There's going to be 8 yellows in the middle. So luckily we can put yellows in row 4, which is worth 4 points. So that'll help offset the losses. But let's see who's going to end up with these yellows. Because actually Boomy can't really handle them. He can't put yellows on. And Angus can't handle them at all. Oh, man. Someone might get a big negative here. Is it going to be us? Let's see. It's Angus' turn. He's going to take flowers. Oh, this could get gross. I do not think the game is over. Because we need a pair of flowers for super many points, you know? That's another 9 points. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we definitely want that. Oh, all the reds are together. So I take 3 reds because it's worth so many points. Boomy Crawdad takes 3 flowers, which is worth a ton of points. Angus takes 2 flowers, and I get 8 yellows. Do I win that? My floor is completely full. That is so gross. But if I don't take these flowers, I miss out, these reds, these 3 reds, I miss out on 10, 17, I miss out on so much. But what if I play it this way? I will still get a pile of stuff. If I play 2 yellows, or 2 flowers, either way, I will get this stack. What if I play these 3, though? If I play these 3, I get 9 points. And I can make Boomy put them on the board, which he can actually get 6 points with them, but he will have to put 6 of them on the board, on the floor. Okay, so maybe my best move is to put on 3 flowers, taking a -1. Then the next guy's going to play the reds. Or Angus. I can't decide. Because I could make Boomy throw everything on the floor this way. Oh, there's no time. There's no time. I'm only ahead by a little bit. Oh, the clock is running out. I'm gonna do it this way. I can't believe it. Oh no, I can't believe. I'm not gonna do that. I have to get the most points. I have to go back and review that. My clock is out. You can see over here it's 2 seconds. And I don't know which one was right. You have to count it out and see. And I went with my gut. My gut says getting 17 points is better. Plus, when I play on the yellows, I get 4 instead of 1. But I do not know if I win. My previous estimate included getting 2 flowers, and that is not going to happen now. So this is really gross. Now, Boomy does want a pair of yellows, so he might put 2 yellows on, and that's going to save me 6 points in negatives. So I would really appreciate him taking the 6 points and saving me 6 points. He should, of course, just put the flowers on and get 4 points. -1. Or no, not even -1. He plays those. But who knows? Maybe he's feeling generous. Oh no, he'd have to play these. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's enough still. I finished 1 row. Boomy finished 1 row. Let's count it out because we're just waiting for the opponent anyway. We are ahead by whatever. This is going to be worth 7. This is going to be worth 7 plus, we'll count that later. So 14 points in placements. This guy's got 7, and let's say he does the flowers, so he's going to have, oh, I'm going to have yellows. So 18 points in placements. Our opponent here will have the 7 plus the 4 is 11, and then also 7 here. So 18 points in placements. So we actually have the same number of points in placements. Oh, he went for the 2 yellows. This is very helpful, I think, because we saved 6 points. Because we put 4 on row 4 and 2 on the floor. Oh, thank you, Boomy. Please do that. That is going to be very helpful. He only gets 1 more point this way because he gets 6 instead of 4. Okay, so that's 2 more points. I don't know, is he just trying to screw up Angus? Why didn't Angus put his flower on row 1? He's like, this is so screwed up. I'm just going to throw them all away. Okay, man, you throw them all away. I think this is a win for me, but I don't know if it would have been a win if he played flowers. I have a hunch it would be, but I'm going to have to go back and count. I didn't complete my count. So here we go. Here we go. What is the final score? It is 66. No, it's not done. 76 to 73. Wow, that is so close. It definitely could have gone any direction except for Angus's direction there in the last 2 rounds, especially that last round. I can't believe I finished those reds. So crazy game. We are headed to the finals of the Board Gaming Fight Club League Season 1. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.